to discussion of tables associated with chapter solution. First table, table number 2.1, page number 34, NCERT textbook. Right, one of the easiest table, right? Common examples around. It's easy to remember, right? For us, some students may have a confusion that chloroform mixed with nitrogen. In that case, chloroform vapors mixed with nitrogen. So, chloroform exists as vapors, nitrogen also exists as vapors or gas. So, it should be gas in gas, but no, it is included under category of liquid in gas. Why so? Because if you understand chloroform at room temperature, how does it exist? It exists as liquid. Because it exists as liquid, it comes under example of liquid in gas. The next example, right, which also many a time student get confused. Camphor in air or camphor in nitrogen gas. Now, camphor, how come it can go in nitrogen gas? As a vapors only. So, camphor vapors with nitrogen gas is the solution for us, homogeneous solution. Now, how come it is an example of solid in gas? Because at room temperature, camphor is present as solid. So, the way it exists at room temperature, that is taken as a state. Therefore, camphor in nitrogen is an example of solid in gas. Chloroform mixed with nitrogen is example of liquid in gas. Another example is solution of hydrogen in palladium. How come you can have solution of hydrogen in palladium? Actually, it is a hydrogen gas which is adsorbed on palladium. Now, when hydrogen gas gets adsorbed on palladium, for an observer, he is unable to see a hydrogen gas. So, for him, everything looks homogeneous. Therefore, hydrogen adsorbed on palladium is example of gas in solid. Surprisingly, same example is there in gas in solid colloidal mixture too. Another example which some can get confused is the amalgam of mercury with sodium. Now, when you make an amalgam in a chemistry lab, it is made with the right perspective to reduce the reactivity of a sodium. Now, if you add mercury in larger amount, more than sodium, then entire reactivity of sodium will get affected. But if you add mercury in a smaller amount, then sodium's reactivity will get reduced. So, in a chemistry lab, mercury is added lesser than amount of sodium. Therefore, amalgam of mercury with sodium is example of liquid in solid. When somebody says liquid in solid, liquid is in minor proportion and solid is in major proportion. Then this entire table has to be by-hearted by a student from any perspective, board exam as well as entrance exam perspective. We go to next table, table number 2.2 existing on page number 40 NCERT textbook. This is what is a table which gives you Henry's law constant for various gases when dissolved in water. In this entire table, if you observe the data for methane and vinyl chloride and you compare this data with carbon dioxide, it clearly indicates this data is wrong. So, data of methane and vinyl chloride is absolutely wrong because it shows they are more soluble than carbon dioxide. In real practice, methane and vinyl chloride are sparingly soluble in water. Now, if you know Henry's law says this: pressure of a gas is Kh, Henry's law constant, number of moles of a gas divided by total number of moles. If you know number of moles of gas is that moles of gas which is dissolved in water, and if you check, it is inversely proportional with Kh. So, number of moles of a gas is inversely proportional to Kh. That means lower is the value of Henry's constant, higher is the solubility of gas. So, if you check, carbon dioxide values are lower if you compare with others. That clearly indicates carbon dioxide is highly soluble in water, but methane and vinyl chloride values are still lower than carbon dioxide. That indicates they are more soluble than carbon dioxide. That data is absolutely wrong. Now, if you compare helium, nitrogen, oxygen and argon, you will find oxygen's Henry's constant is lowest. That means oxygen is the most soluble, followed by argon, followed by nitrogen, followed by helium with the highlighted data. So, if you see highlighted data of helium, nitrogen, oxygen and argon, then you will find oxygen is most soluble because of the lower KH value. Now, if you see carbon dioxide and formaldehyde, you will find formaldehyde value is much smaller. That means formaldehyde is more soluble than carbon dioxide. So, in the entire table, the most soluble gas is formaldehyde. Now, if you check this table, none of the numbers have to be by hearted. These numbers have to be only compared, nothing to be by hearted. Now, if you go by these numbers, then highest solubility as per this table is formaldehyde and lowest solubility as per this table is helium, because helium has got the largest KH value. Now, if you compare all the KH values, then you will realize formaldehyde is most soluble, followed by carbon dioxide, followed by oxygen, then argon, then hydrogen, nitrogen and helium. All these gases show solubility due to dipole induced dipole force. Dipole induced dipole force. The question is, whose dipole we are talking about? Water. And whose induced dipole we are talking about? These gases. So, when these gases come closer to water, they get polarized and they get induced dipole developed. So, that was about understanding of table 2.2. Now, in this we would like to know why extraordinary solubility of formaldehyde and carbon dioxide exists in water. High solubility of formaldehyde and carbon dioxide. The answer is formaldehyde actually reacts with water. Reaction with water is responsible for high solubility of formaldehyde. So, if you know the formula of formaldehyde and if you understand the kind of a reaction, then hydrogen goes to OH and OH goes to carbon by virtue of their polarity, and we get a gem diol. Gem diol is otherwise unstable, but it is stable in case of formaldehyde, and such a mixture with water is popularly known as formalin. And those who are aware, formalin is used to keep dead organism for longer duration, that is for preservation of dead animals or organisms. Carbon dioxide is also highly soluble in water. The reason is the same as that of formaldehyde. Carbon dioxide actually reacts with water and forms carbonic acid. So, high solubility of certain gases in water is due to their reaction with water. Same is a reason for high solubility of ammonia in water to form NH4OH, and similar is a reason for high solubility of sulfur dioxide in water to form sulfurous acids. So, these were the two tables associated with section of solution NCERT textbook. Thank you, all, and we'll end the session here.